Okay, so now that we have our character set up with a working animation blueprint and we know it works, and stuff with the example firearm, we want to go ahead and make a new firearm from scratch. So for this, we need some meshes. And thankfully, there is this pack. If memory serves right, it does have attachments too. Yeah. So I don't think this scope worked correctly. I think I have to modify it, but I'll show a video on that anyways. But we can at least get it working with the red dot, suppressor, uh, forward grip, and the guns themselves. So this pack should be free if memory serves correctly. At least it showed up as free when I was searching for the word gun on Fab. But yeah, you just go through and add it to your project. It is only up to 4.27, but you can still just override it and add it to your project. It still works. It's just 3D assets is all it is. And yeah, so let's begin. So we're going to first off go to our tutorial folder, make a new folder called Blueprints. And in there, I want to make a new blueprint class of the type actor. And I'm just going to call this one BP underscore gun. Keep it simple. And in here, we want to start working on our meshes. So, well, setting up the assets. So let's go to our FPS weapon bundle that we just added to the project from Fab, weapon, meshes. Just for animation's sake, because we already have M4 animations, we're going to use the AR4. So this has two variations. If we come over here, we have let me drag it out, a Y forward and an X forward. So this actually is important. So this is probably a good time to make that, I guess, overview example of, which direction. So you can use either Y forward, like this guy, Y axis green, or X forward, this guy, red axis. It doesn't matter which one you pick. In the engine, X is considered the forward axis. So this one here is considered correct. However, a lot of the assets Epic provides are Y forwards. So this is also completely fine. So it doesn't matter which one you pick. The main thing is the main thing is going to be consistency. So if you pick, say you start getting some assets and they're all Y forward, you decide to just leave them as Y forward, make sure the rest of your assets are going to be Y forwards. And I'm talking about the rest of your firearms, rest of your attachments, all that stuff. You don't want to mix X and Y forward firearms and attachments together. That becomes a nightmare that's really hard to maintain and work with. Make the effort to make sure they're all consistent before you do anything else. So because everything in the example project that I provide is using Y forwards because of just what the sample content and all that stuff from Epic usually is, that's what we're going to use. But I'm also going to have a video in the future of using an X forward firearm as well. It's very simple to do, so don't worry too much about it. So we're going to use this normal one, the SKAR4, not the SKAR4X. So let's go back to our BP gun, and we're going to add a skeletal mesh component. Ironically enough, it already had the X selected. I don't really care for that. Okay, I guess it's going to do that just because I have it picked there. So we want a skeletal mesh, and I want that to be the root. So we want to use the normal AR4, just like so. Compile and save. So to begin, we want to first off go ahead and get this set up in our hands, really just more than anything. So in our third person character, I'm just for now going to go ahead and disconnect the set held actor, move it out of the way just so I know it's not running, and change the spawn actor from M4 to the BP underscore gun. Right click and refresh to get rid of that error. And it's probably not a bad idea to go ahead and set the owner. So set the owner of it to self. Compile and press play. And there we have the gun being attached to IK handgun where we want. And the position in the hand is actually pretty close, so that's good. I don't think anything happens. I don't know, because I haven't set up any of the other components. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't really matter then. So we can leave the set held actor where it was, just leave it. So we're good. All right, so now that we have that, it is time to start working through the various components. So the main thing we want to focus on for now is going to be the procedurals. Now, something to take note, if we go back to the documentation, we can go over to, I'm being blind. Oh, it's down here, isn't it? So SKG procedural anim component. So this will go through basically setting up of the data assets and getting them all up and going, handling them for the optics, all that stuff. And same thing, the X and Y forward that I was talking about. So if you want to read into it, you can go through here and see pretty much the whole shebang. So in our case, we want to go ahead and add a procedural anim component. And you can see we have our procedural settings as well as our initialize. So these we do want to go ahead and fill out. Now, one thing that I do want to note, we do have all of these that end in underscore example. So those are in the SKGSF core. So these are just ones that you can plug right in just to make sure things actually work. And same thing, it has the curves and all of that. So we can just plug in. Actually, it doesn't really matter on the procedural offsets. We don't want that. We will discuss that later. So we should have this one here in the SKGSF core, which is spring interp, movement sway example, movement lag example, rotation lag example. Not going to worry about dead zone. We'll come back to that. And recoil example. So we can compile save. And I haven't tested this in a long time without a Firearm component, but we can press play and you can see we now have some procedurals. If I jump, we have those, all of that. Same thing, the movement, yada, yada, yada. So you can actually ignore these. I need to work on the error messages. They're not correct. Actually, that one I think is correct. I don't think I added initialization. No, I didn't. So that's actually probably a good thing to add. It just so happens that the default for that is skeletal mesh, I believe. So here we can see we have two of these. So we're going to go through at some point and we're going to, make a new one for each one. But for now, again, we're just making sure everything works. So to begin, we'll add a one from the Firearm. And that should get rid of that. It didn't, but it gave us an error. So this will say set up components for the procedural anim component. This one here. Could not find mesh with name Firearm mesh component on actor BP underscore gun. Ensure that it exists and that the name matches what is entered in procedural mesh name. So you will find, especially when you get crashes and stuff, there's going to be a log because I have a lot of assertions and likewise logs like these, where if you read the message, it usually tells you what is wrong. So in our case, let's go ahead and open this up and look at it. Well, procedural mesh name is Firearm mesh component, but our mesh is called skeletal mesh. So this just will not work. So we need to fix it. So let's actually just make a new one. So under tutorial, let's make a new folder called data assets. Make a new folder called procedural. And go to miscellaneous. Or actually, I forgot I added this. We can go to SKG, data assets, go to procedural anim, and we want where is initialize? Oh, dang it. I think I missed one, didn't I? Well, darn. All right. We're going to do this manual way. Right click, miscellaneous. No. Is it miscellaneous? Data. Okay. So 5.8 changed these around some. So we're going to go to data, data asset, look for procedural, and we'll have procedural anim initialize. So DA underscore procedural anim init underscore tutorial. And it has called static mesh. So ours is called skeletal mesh. So let's rename it to skeletal mesh. Save that. and plug that into there. So we're going to replace it with our own. And let's actually rename this one from tutorial to tutorial underscore firearm, because there's going to be a difference between the firearm and optics in the future. So we have our new tutorial, data asset. Press play, and you can see we no longer have any errors. So we can do all that stuff, move, yada, yada, yada. So we know we're good to go there. But I want to test it with aiming. I don't know why I keep deleting that, but right mouse button for the debug. And just like before, we're going to do a start aiming and stop aiming. Just like so. Press and release. So when I right click, you can see it is aiming, but it is aiming with the root. So the pistol grip. So why might that be? Well, for starters, we can open up the aiming settings data asset, take a brief look, aiming distance, yada, yada, yada. This is all just the config stuff. So nothing in here. Let's look at that initialize, and we have some procedural aim socket names. Well, hit the drop down, and we have a socket here called s_aim. Well, we have never modified this gun here. So let's go ahead and look at it and see if that socket exists. And it does not. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the root, add a socket called s_aim. And this we are going to want to position. Actually, easiest way is probably going to be put it on the front sight post. Get it really close. Camera keep moving around so much. Get it pretty close. I don't know if I like the new gizmos in 5.8 or not. So that's right about there. And then we're just going to move it back to the rear sight. Okay, so he did not make the front and rear sights the same height, but we'll just work with it for now. So we're going to leave that the same. We're not going to rotate it. We are going to have to though, but we now at least have that socket. So now when I right click, you can see the gun just kind of goes off. Well, it's aiming, but it's aiming straight down. So we need to do some work. So remember, X is forward, Z is up, and this is left to right. So in our case, it was pointing straight down, and our Z, which is supposed to be up, is going forwards. So we want to rotate that up by 90 degrees. So Z is now up. Hit save and try it again. And you can see now we are aiming like so. And I do want to bring that socket up some. So let's bring it closer to the middle of the rear aperture, and that's a lot better. So remember, our gun is Y forwards in this case. So the socket is going to be Y forwards. That's all we need to know, and we're good. So we have our aiming set up, and that really took no effort at all. We're good to go there. We have our procedurals still, all of that stuff. We don't have much else though. We don't have any firearm collision or anything like that, because again, we're just working on the procedurals. So what we want to do next is we want to go ahead and just get the firearm component added and set up. There's not really a whole lot to configure with it. So we're just going to add a firearm component like so. And if we look at the initialize and firearm collision, we have, those settings there for the collision, which we also have example ones on. So we're going to select that. And then for the initialize, we just have the name. So skeletal mesh. And then for the attachment manager, we don't care about it yet. We'll come back to that later. So we can leave that as none. So let's just make sure that everything still works, which it does. So we can move forwards with what we want to do. So in the next video, I want to get it to where we can actually have the left hand be positioned on the handguard. Likewise, I want the left hand to have the appropriate pose, because right now it's just in the normal A pose open grip, and we don't want that. So that's what we're going to fix in the next video, and that'll be quite simple as well. So with that out of the way, I will see you in the next video. And remember, in the future, we are going to be covering each one of these data assets and going through them to make our own.